Hello, my beautiful buds. Welcome back to my channel, Sprouts with Joy. My name is Joy, and if you'd like to talk about plants, you're in the right place. It's the end of August, and it's time for August favorites. And I am going to momentarily acknowledge the fact that it's like nearing the end of the summer, and I'm still kind of coping with that, but you know, I don't want to think about it too much or dwell on it because I feel like I just can't right now. So yep, that's my acknowledgement that the end of summer is here and I am not okay, but it's okay. I know most people like fall and look forward to fall, and I like the idea of fall, but then when it's here, I don't. I don't have a theme this month, but I am filming this at 11 p.m. So that's the theme. I'm gonna be slightly unhinged potentially, and I also just ate a lot of spicy ramen. So tonally, this video is gonna be completely strange. So buckle in, because we're in for a ride. Okay, yeah. This is the first plant. It's big and you can't really see it. And it probably has bugs in it because this has been outside all summer. But you know, I'm just gonna hold this without fear. And if I scream in the middle of talking about this plant, you'll know why immediately. No jump scare needed. But okay, let's talk about this. So this is my philodendron Jose Buono, or at least it's supposed to be my philodendron Jose Buono. As you can see, it is almost entirely green with the exception of maybe tiny spots that could be mistaken for ghosts. Oh, there is a web. If there's a spider, I'm just gonna pretend that we're friends. What do I want to say about this plant? It is on my favorites list, rather unexpectedly, because a few months ago, there's totally a spider! It's fine. It's fine, there's just a spider just like hiding under a leaf, and I want to be one of those cool people that's like totally relaxed around spiders. And I like am, but this is a big spider. Okay, you're gonna just hang out right here, okay? And we're gonna be friends, but yeah, I'm not gonna really touch this that much. Okay, I'm not terrified of spiders, but like, I also wouldn't vote for one to like just jump on me. And I don't know what kind of spider this is. All right, moving along. So at the beginning of the summer, I said in a previous video, no idea which one, that I was considering saying farewell to this Jose Buono, because I mean, it is a Jose Buono, or whatever like the non-variegated version of that is. It was sold to me as Jose Buono for like $30 for a very small plant. And in the long run, it just has not given me any variegation, like basically nothing at all. There are small speckles here.
Why is it in your favorites?
You might ask. Well, see, it like tripled in size over the summer. Outside, I just stuck it outside because I was like, I think I'm gonna give this away, but like, let's just see what happens. And it's not variegated, but it looks pretty freaking cool. And I'm gonna give you some B-roll because obviously there's a spider living in the plant and I don't wanna like handle it that much right now. So cue B-roll, I suppose. But truly, this is such a beautiful, beautiful plant. Like the way that it's grown, it's honestly huge. It's been so easy. I haven't even like added onto the moss pole, but these roots have actively tried to like grab onto the plastic where there's no moss, but it's just like seeking support. So, I mean, it's kind of cool the way that it's growing. And every time I see it, I get happy. Like it's right by my front door and I walk up my steps to my front porch and it's just like right there waving hello every time I come inside, and I just can't help but smile because I'm like, that's a nice looking plant, it's very handsome, it's welcoming me into my home, and I can't help but appreciate it. So that's why it's on my favorites list. I don't know if I'm gonna get rid of this plant or not. We'll have to see. It is rather large, so you know, when it's not summertime, we'll see if I even have a spot for it in my house. Maybe I'll chop it up, or at least take like a top cut for myself and then give the rest of the plant away, something along those lines. I am interested in getting like an actual Jose Buono in the future that has actual nice variegation because like I love it when it's like, mwah, chef's kiss, like just that gorgeous, you know, white splotchy variegation and stuff. I mean, it just looks so good. And these leaves, I mean, I am sold on the growth pattern and the leaf shape. I think that it is a beautiful, beautiful plant, but alas, this one is not variegated. And I'll keep it, but I will keep my eyes open for a future plant that might replace this one. As much as I appreciate and love what this has done for me. I signed up for a Jose Bono when I bought it, and this is not like exactly what I envisioned, but nonetheless, I do really like it. And I wanted to give it a little bit of love and recognition before I make any decisions regarding chop it up or give it away or, you know, just keep it as is. I just don't really know, but like, I like it right now. So yes. All right, now I'm going to promptly get this out of my house. This is my Ripsalis paradoxa. I don't know why I said it like that, but oh my goodness, this plant is such a trooper and so low maintenance and so pretty and like all the best things ever. As you may well know by this point, I've continued to love my plants, but I have not really been like pampering them the way that I normally would like to this summer, just because life. But in light of that, this is a plant that, like, if I'm being honest, like I just kind of stuck it in a west-facing window. This was one of the first plants that I bought this year, and I think I bought it in the springtime at some point. I repotted it probably in the beginning of the summer is my guess. But after that point, you know, I've maybe watered it once or twice a month, maybe, if we're being generous. And it's been in a west-facing window, just kind of hanging there, doing its thing. And I noticed it the other day. I was like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
When I first got this plant, it was barely trailing out of the pot, like just barely. And now, look at how much it's grown. That is unbelievable. It grew so quickly right under my nose and without me like paying any attention to it. So like, I mean, hey, that is the beauty of Ripsalis, of jungle cacti. I feel like that's a really common phenomenon with any of the jungle cacti that I've owned and like plants like this. You know, as long as you water them like a minimally acceptable number of times and you put them in like a halfway decent place, like they're not really fussy. Aside from that, like all you have to do is put them in a good spot, water them sometimes when you remember, you know, just kind of casually. But like, I haven't fertilized this plant actually. Not to say that you shouldn't. I think that you should, you know, pamper your jungle cacti, but like you can kind of get away with a lot of wiggle room. Now I haven't fertilized this recently, like all summer. I have not, it hasn't gotten any pests that I've had to treat. It hasn't had any like weird things going on. Like I've got some anthurium that are a little bit fussy. They've got like some bacterial fungi stuff on their leaves, or like, you know, leaves will start to come out and then they'll just die. Bruh. Or like, you know, some plants are just dramatic and they like lose leaves. This has not lost a single frond or whatever, like they all remain alive. There's no like super intense blemishes going on. Like it just looks so beautiful. I don't know. I just have a lot of appreciation for this plant because I feel like I blinked and it grew so much. And you know, this had been a wish list plant for a while. I had wanted this plant for quite a long time, but I just like kind of never got around to buying it because it had never shown up in any of the plant stores around me, like locally. So yeah, I mean, I just finally bit the bullet, got it pretty cheap online. And I'm so glad that I finally got it because like, wow, it's awesome. And it's such a funky, fun little plant. And I'm a fan. I think this is actually probably my first Ripsalis too. Not my first jungle cactus, of course, but like specifically of the Ripsalis genus. I'll just give you a quick look. But yeah, I do think this is such a unique plant. I love the, you know, succulent like fronds or whatever you call them. There's a term I always forget what it is, and I am not remembering that term at 11 p.m. I'm gonna keep reminding you that I'm recording this at 11 p.m. Listen, I gotta get back on filming schedule, okay? I've been behind for way too long. But yeah, long story short, I love this plant. If you're looking for a fairly unique plant that's very low maintenance, this is your plant. This is what you're looking for. Okay, what is next? Complete side note. I just went to a friend's birthday party, and it was a murder mystery party, which was really fun. But my character was a Slavic supermodel from the year 1999 that also was an assassin. But I wasn't the killer of the murder mystery night. I was just, you know, kind of like a diversion. So I had to just kind of try to speak in a Slavic accent for 3 hours. That's all. I don't know why I brought that up, but it was really fun, so. I'm okay. I'm okay. I swear I'm okay. I am so slap happy. This is my philodendron autopopoens. This is one of my favorite plants of all time. And, you know, for a while there, I had like a lot of different philodendron autopopoenses that I was like trying to raise up and become the ideal philodendron autopopoens. Because listen, I bought a full plant. I had to chop it up. There's a video somewhere on my channel about it, but it was like probably a couple years ago at this point. It had tons of propagations, started lots of other plants, and I kind of had like a competition in my mind of like, okay, I'm gonna pot up several different autopopoens plants. I'll keep them all, grow them in different conditions, try some different things, and only one will emerge the victor, the winner that will become like my designated autopopoens plant, and the rest would go to friends, be given away, so on and so forth. Well, this is the winner. This is the one. And I could not be happier with how this plant has been growing this summer. I very recently moved it. Well, okay. Very recently is a little bit dramatic. By very recently, I mean at least 6 months ago. I moved it here. I have no concept of the passage of time right now. Anyways, yeah, ever since I moved it to this location with this Barina grow light, and it's been on like this moss pole here that it's absolutely loving, and like just digging its little roots into. I almost said claws, but they're not claws, they're roots. That's how you know I've been reading too many books. But yeah, I'm just obsessed. Like, just look at it. Just look at the way that it is. See? I love it so much. And this is the most recent leaf that just came out, oh, maybe 2 weeks ago, earlier this month. And is that not just gorgeous? Like, I can't get over it, truly. Obviously, every time I look at this plant and talk about this plant, I have to acknowledge, here is my obligatory acknowledgement of the red backs of the leaves, although with the lighting, it's kind of hard to tell. But believe me, like, that is amazing. And every time I talk about this plant, I also say that the leaves are supple. So the leaves are supple. There, that's my obligatory mention, that the leaves are supple, because they are, and they're very wonderful. And there's a new leaf coming out right here, and it looks very promising. I do need to fasten this stem to the pole, and I will need to add another pole extension very soon, which I have not done yet. Feel free to berate me in the comments and remind me, because I will need it. And I think I said the same thing the last video that I filmed. But fear not, though the other video came out a while ago, I filmed that video very recently compared to this moment in time. Why am I talking like this? I can't. Oh my gosh, my brain is not. But anyway, I think that you can see why my philodendron autopopoens is currently in my favorites for this month. I'm obsessed with it, and I really hope that it continues to love me and grow like this in the future, because I like it a lot right now, and I want it to stay that way. The next plant is in the cabinet. This is my Alocasia cruprea, and I'm very excited about this plant because I don't even remember how long I've owned it, but it's been probably coming up on 2 years now, I believe, like in the winter, because I got this in December of 2022. Yeah, so we're coming up on 2 years now. Are those mealy? I just spotted minuscule mealybugs on my Alocasia cuprea. They're nearly like you would miss them, but I just spotted them and I'm about to murder them all. Oh, I'm so mad. Die. Be gone. Be gone from my sight, you miserable oafs. I do not want you to exist anymore. Literally, the last video that I filmed, I was like, oh yeah, my mealybugs situation is like gone. There's no more mealybugs. It's all fine. Like, I haven't seen any in like 2 weeks. Okay. Well, now that she's all just sudsed up, I can show you my Alocasia cuprea, which is now mealybug free because I just killed them all. I wanted to remind you from whence this plant came. We've been on many journeys, and for some of these journeys, this plant was unwell. All right, we're gonna get real serious right now. This plant pretty much hated me the whole time that I had it. It only would ever hold on to one leaf, maybe two, if I was lucky, for like a week. And then back to one leaf. It rotted on me multiple times. And in general, it misbehaved and threw temper tantrums. I also was to blame. I clearly was not meeting its needs. But then, relatively recently, and by that I mean, I'm not entirely sure because I have no concept of time right now in this moment. We are living in a liminal space. I believe it was maybe the beginning of the summer, but I'm not entirely sure. So I'm going to double check right now. And then I will put it in the cards so that you can view that if you want for your viewing pleasure. But I put it into no drainage, and I put it into my cabinet, which it had been the cabinet previously a few other times, and in the prop box, and so on and so forth. It has been everywhere, this plant, an attempt for me to, you know, revive it and make it happy with me, which it never really was ever until now. But yeah, no drainage with leca at the bottom. The roots are going absolutely like insane. I don't know if you can see that. They're insane. And now it has 4 leaves. And this leaf right here is, I mean, it has no right to be as massive as it is. It's yeah, that's the size of my face. These other leaves are more modest and acceptable. Truly, I enjoy this, but it does take over the cabinet. These 3, they're shorter, they're more mild, and I maybe prefer them just because it balances out the plant rather than having one very awkwardly. Yeah, but this in particular is what I am most excited for. Look at this new leaf. Behold it. Do you see? This is my favorite thing about the cuprea. The new leaves that come in have this gloss. It's your favorite lip gloss from middle school, but like in plant form. And that's really cool. It also looks like you could eat it, or it looks like it's an alien. You kind of just, you get to pick the way that you perceive this plant. Like, that is just completely up to you. But the possibilities are endless because it's a very strange looking plant and very unique, and I think there's a number of things that could be attributed to it. I also love the color of it, and yeah, it also has red backs. That's also very obligatory. I needed to say that. So I think that that's adequate information to convince you that this is one of my favorite plants this month. I'm gonna have a field day editing this video. I can already tell you. I will say there is like one more honorable mention. I will say there is one more plant that is like an honorable mention, and I do want to talk about it because I forgot to mention it in my updates video that should have gone up before this one. Here I have a bag, and in this bag I have alocasias. That's my first time opening this bag in a month. Now, I don't remember at what point I filmed the video during which I harvested the corms that became these alocasia. Remember, it is 11 p.m. and my brain does not function at present. But I did want to update you that these plants, in fact, are alive and well. And I just stuck them in a baggie rather than putting in my prop box because I was like, you know what? I just don't feel like walking up to the attic to put these in my prop box. So I'm just going to put them in this baggie, and it worked wonderfully. And I just have had them over here just adjacent to the grow light, and they have emerged. At least this one has officially emerged. I didn't label them because I am just foolish. Because you should label your corms. Label your corms. That would be the best thing to do. Okay. But this, I do believe, is the Alocasia micholitziana, which is very fun because I harvested a few corms from my husband's Alocasia micholitziana while I was repotting it, which, by the way, as a side note, if I owned that Alocasia micholitziana and it did not technically belong to my husband in his office, it would be in my favorites because it is looking incredible. And I'm going to see if my husband can send me some pictures that I can post here on the screen, because it is so, it does not have the right to be looking as good as it does, but as it is technically not a part of my plant collection, I don't feel right including like that one specifically in my favorites. But like, I just saw it today because I stopped by his office, and just unbelievably stunning. But anyway, this consists of babies from that plant. And look at how cute, because I don't own my own micholitziana. I do not. I guess this is officially my micholitziana. I'm witnessing the birth of my own micholitziana. And there's also like another corm with a new leaf popping up right here. I think there was a third corm in there, if I remember correctly. And it looks like it's also sprouting. So honestly, this is looking great, and I love it. It's so cute. And then this one, I should have labeled it. I think maybe the black velvet is the plant that I repotted, like the other alocasia that I repotted in that video. If I had to guess, I think that that's what these corms are. Because there's at least like one or two in there. And like the roots are like coming out of the moss. I don't know what the deal with that is. But look, it's sprouting right here and over here. So that's super fun, and I love that. All right, I'm done. I think that may have been the most unhinged video that I've ever filmed. Not to say that it was like incredibly unhinged. I mean, have you seen Gen Z nowadays? It is scary out there. Protect yourselves. But it's been a long day. And so I just had no filter anymore. But also like my brain just didn't want to work. So anyway, good night. I hope that you have a wonderful sleep or a wonderful day, depending on when you're watching this. So please feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. All those things are super helpful for my channel. And yeah, I'm gonna go sleep. Bye-bye.